Hello and welcome to the Speak Your Mind podcast. This is episode 1, August 26, 2015. My name is Brandon Martin, and welcome to the Tapestry of Enlightenment. A Tapestry of Enlightenment, that's right. On the show, we will be discussing a variety of critical topics concerning slavery, freedom, anarchy, mind control, natural law, spirituality, the occult, symbolism. We'll be doing diagnosis of the real causal factor and hopefully providing solutions for individuals to manifest positive change. So we're going to have book readings, and we'll be bringing on guests in the future, hopefully very soon. Please check out our website, skatopia.org, skatopia.org. I'd like to give a thank you to Mark Passio and the wonderful aggregate of information that he has provided on his website, whatonearthishappening.com. whatonearthishappening.com. And I recommend that any individual that wants a fast track to real solutions, and I mean just the most critical information you'll ever come across, and the most eclectic variety of sources that I've ever found. I highly recommend that you either go to his website and listen to his podcasts and go through it chronologically, or go to YouTube or his website and watch the Natural Law Seminar at least, which is slightly long, but it is well worth it. Shout out to Bill, Raul, and Patty for the Free Your Mind podcast, and their website is freeyourmindpodcast.libsyn.com. They have a wonderful podcast going on, and I recommend that people tune in and listen to what they have. They have amazing guests on their show, a variety of amazing speakers, and they've done a great job since the Free Your Mind conference back in April. Speaking of which, the Free Your Mind conference will be being held again next year, 2016, April. You can find information freeyourmindconference.com, freeyourmindconference.com. There will also be an event at Skatopia called S.E.E.D, Spring Equinox Educational Day, March 19th, where I will be presenting a presentation. This presentation will be called The Expressions of a Spiritual Skateboarder, an explanation of the current psychological and social conditions of humanity. It will be an aggregate of information regarding pretty much the same topics that we'll be going over on the show. The main goal is real solutions, and to awaken people to the real slavery that is occurring every day, and the tyranny that we're all facing together, and to really break the chains. So, but we'll be going over that in the future. So what do I mean here? I'm going to start out with this quote. Every truth passes through 3 stages before it is recognized. In the first, it is ridiculed. In the second, it is opposed. In the third, it is regarded as self-evident. Author Schopenhauer. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Amazing quote there by this gentleman. And we all really need to consider this when we speak the truth. So, moving on from that, we're going to go right into the topic of anarchy and the definition of anarchy for right now. The true definition of anarchy comes from the Greek prefix an, alpha, nu, without or the absence of. An means without or the absence of, with the conjunction of the Greek noun archon, which is where archy is rooted from, which simply means master or ruler. You can look this up in any good Greek dictionary and find this. And in most dictionaries that I've come across, they even do have this definition, but then they end up obfuscating it into a converted meaning through their word magic to really direct perception in the way that they want it to go. So anarchy does not mean without rules. It literally means without rulers, without masters. Anarchy means the absence of slavery, or in other words, freedom. And that is our real goal here as holistically intelligent beings, is to manifest true freedom for all. If there is one slave left on the planet, then we're all still slaves. That's very simple. It's very, very simple. So, heed these words, you who wish to probe the depths of nature. If you do not find within yourself that which you seek, neither will you find it outside. If you ignore the wonders of your own house, how do you expect to find other wonders? In you is hidden the treasure of treasures. Know thyself, and you will know the universe and the gods. An amazing, amazing quote inscribed in the Delphic Oracle in Greece. Amazing. These words are so powerful, and to any intelligent being, the simplicity of this really stands out. Look within, know thyself, the causal plane of existence. Introspection is necessary. This is what most fear, because most people are in self-loathing. Most people hate themselves, and most people don't want to deal with the responsibility of their own actions. They want to abdicate their responsibility and not really come into understanding of what morality is, or the right or wrong actions. They want to say that it's constructs of the mind and it doesn't exist inherently in nature. They don't understand that, right and wrongs are things that exist in nature. They actually exist in reality, in which that it affects other people. The difference between right and wrong is objective and knowable. As morality increases in the aggregate of humanity, freedom increases in the aggregate of humanity. As morality declines in the aggregate of humanity, freedom declines in the aggregate of humanity. Immorality is the destruction of freedom. It is the enemy. Moral relativists are what we are seeking to heal, what we are seeking to really educate these individuals that are holding these ideologies, because this leads to actions that affect other people. And it declines, it destroys freedom. Anything that destroys freedom is evil. Anarchy simply means freedom, so an anarchist is a truly moral being. So we have all these kids that run around in the punk scene, and the music scene, the skateboarding scene, and the gang scenes on the streets, whatever, the freedom movements, my freedom movements I should say, that claim they're anarchists, and all they're really doing is saying, I want my rights to be respected, but I want to be able to go out and do whatever I want to other people and violate their property and violate their rights with violence. To go out and harm other sentient beings and steal from them and destroy good resources that they could use. it's just so hypocritical and so hedonistic. These individuals and these movements are so hedonistic. They're all about me, 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 the self. Self-serving pleasures. As long as it's about me, they don't care about the holistic consequences of their actions that they are manifesting, and how they are manifesting the condition of slavery, and not only onto them but onto other people who are good beings, who are actually good people. So we'll go into how our reality is built and how it's based off the available information, knowledge or lack thereof, which leads to the decision-making process of an individual. They either understand that knowledge, that information, or they don't. This takes place in the human mind, and this is chosen by each individual based upon that available information. It leads to their human behavior. This is wisdom or action or lack thereof. They either are manifesting wisdom or they're not. Each individual's behavior is based upon the quality of their decision-making process, which in turn are based upon the quality of their available information. So controlling available information, you can really see how this plays out. And for any beings that have done studying, any individuals that have done any kind of studying, they understand that this is the trivium that I'm speaking of here. And and how our reality is really manifested, So the quality of the condition which is manifested in any society is based upon the aggregate quality of behavior within that society. So, that's why we have to be very, very careful about where we're getting our information from. Individuals really, institutions and really people are seeking to dissuade people from looking into certain things and really direct their perception onto things that are really trivial, and really program their mind into this satanic ideology by refusing to present certain information, and by influencing people to dismiss certain information as unimportant or unnecessary. Really controls the human perception, and therefore limits what a human being may come to understand, and really limits what they're capable of creating in this world, or defending, self-defense, which is necessary in times of tyranny and in times of violence. People don't understand the inherent violence within the system, which leads into, one of the biggest violent systems called government. The word government means to control the mind. Gubernare mens mentes. Gubernare means to control, gubernatorial election. We understand that to govern something, like a governor on an engine, to control, it's very simple. And in mens mentes is the state of, or the state of the mind. Anything that exists in the mind is the state of. It is manifested into the condition that we're all seeing. It all starts in the mind. The first hermetic principle, And this is why we're getting exactly what we deserve currently, because we are creating the condition. And people don't want to see that. They just want to ignore it. They don't want to understand the laws of nature, the inherent laws of nature that are based in principle and truth, inherent to creation. Individuals harmonize with these due to knowledge and understanding. They're not made by man. No man made them. No man put them in existence or in effect. They're universal. They exist and apply everywhere in the universe, no matter what we believe. Our belief is irrelevant to that. It's like the force that a lot of people call gravity. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. An individual could get on PCP and go jump off a building and perceive that he's flying, and really believe that, that he's flying. And in his world, he might think he's flying, but really, yeah, we all know what's going to happen to that guy. People don't like to know that the laws of nature don't care about your innocence. They think about a small child that's completely innocent walking towards a cliff. The laws of nature don't care if that being is innocent or not. It's not going to turn off gravity and say, oh, that's an innocent child. It has to grow up. I have to care, and shut this law that's in effect off for this being to live. No, that's not how it works. And if you think that's how it works, then you are very, very ignorant and a diseased mind, I'd have to say. So they like to use the weapon of manipulation called obfuscation. Obfuscation is one of the biggest tactics. This is what they've done with the word anarchy, to convert it into chaos, to make it seem like, it's disorder. You look at any definition, it starts out with the proper definition. In any good dictionary that you find this word in, it starts out with a good definition. It tells you right there that it's the absence of rulers, but then it goes into saying that it's a society based in disorder or chaos, which is completely diametric opposite. The external state of monarchy, if you don't realize that what we're living in today is chaos, then you're very blind as well, and you need to take another look. We're in an external oligarchy or monarchy where, there is a gigantic power differential between the individuals that hold a lot of this occulted knowledge at the top of the pyramid, this hidden knowledge. That's what occult means, occultare, look it up. Occult simply means hidden knowledge, a body of hidden knowledge, a study of the seen sciences, the seen, the physical realm, and the unseen realm, the spiritual laws, the physical laws and the spiritual laws. So, and then we hold it all up from the lower end of the pyramid, where the individuals that are at the foundation of this, that are manifesting this through blunt ignorance, honestly. People don't want to see how they really are the ones that are holding the monopoly table in place. Just manifesting all the evil in the world through fear and compliance, condoning of this violence and supporting this evil system. We're going to take a short break now. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Speak Your Mind podcast. You assist an evil system most effectively by obeying its orders and decrees. An evil system never deserves such allegiance. Allegiance to it means partaking of the evil. A good person will resist an evil system with his or her whole soul. Gandhi. An amazing, amazing quote, and a very enlightened being. And people should really look into this. They think you're clowns, people. They don't care about you. They have no care about you and your family. They just want you there as a battery, as resources. So you think they do this for money? You're fools. The people at the top don't care about money. They're the ones making money. They have all the control over that. You know, look into the the Federal Reserve and where your money is coming from, and start really paying attention to what that proxy fake currency is. It's not even real currency. There's no intrinsic value to it. It's nothing but mind control. It's the means through which mind control is implemented, and it is mind control it is in itself. You know, they use many different divide and conquer tactics. You know, controlled opposition, like in politics, where you have the left and right, the blue and red. You know, they apply a problem, then there's a reaction, then they come in and apply a solution for individuals to fall right into their mindset. A framework for guiding thoughts and actions into conflict that lead to, you know, the outcome that the sorcerer wants. A predetermined agenda, you know. It doesn't matter which one you fall into in this dialectic. You know, it doesn't matter which one you buy. You can vote for whoever you want. It's going to the same slaughterhouse. You're not making any change. You are spinning the hamster wheel and expecting to get out of the cage. You're rearranging the chairs on the Titanic. You're not making any change. So you better just wake up and really start understanding cause and effect. And we'll start talking about the Hermetic principles, and we'll go over a lot. I'm just trying to get used to speaking on the air, and really I want to give a good guideline for individuals to really efficiently take the most out of this, and also be able to have a little bit of spice with some fun on here as well, with the stories from Skatopia, and kind of correlating all this information into the current psychological disorders that I personally have been noticing within the skateboarding, you know, arena, and the current corporate parasitical industry that is going on, that is just a complete abomination to skateboarding itself, and it completely is in opposition to the true essence of skateboarding. A question that most skaters probably have never asked is why freedom and anarchy have been so interconnected with skateboarding, and some of them have and some of them haven't, but and most people are falling into a very satanic mindset within the skateboard industry. There's a lot of satanic companies out there, and Thrasher is one of them. It's right there in the word, you know, thrash her, the killing of the care, the sacrifice of the sacred feminine principle, the sacred goddess, you know, kill the care, thrash her, you know, and you look, they use the pentagram, you know, they use the Baphomet goat, combined with the pentagram. I mean, it's very blunt, suppressing the self. You know, we'll get into that in the future, and we'll get into what Satanism truly is, which is simply just a me, hedonistic ideology, only caring about the self. Every morning waking up and only thinking about what I can benefit from this day, and thinking that my day is good every day. You know, I hear that a lot. Today's a good day, and I say, well, bombs aren't being dropped on you right now, so yeah, maybe today is a good day for you. But on the other side of the world, we have soldiers there killing innocent people for no reason, you know, and people might get mad about what I have to say on the show. You can get mad, you can turn the show off, that's fine. I don't really care. I'm just speaking the truth. My service is to truth. It's not to appease people. I'm not here to speak calmly. I will be presenting this information how I see fit, when I see fit, and for as long as it takes. We'll be going through quite a bit. So I'm just trying to give a brief, introduction on this first episode, and hopefully we will be getting this live and a host channel so that we can really start to crank the gears up in this show. So we're going to be discussing, the neo-feminist agenda that's going on in today, the epi-eugenics agenda that's going on. And if anybody hasn't heard of this, then I recommend you go to Mark Passio's website and really listen to his most recent podcast, and that can give you a good overview of this and how this comes directly out of the dark occult and satanic, mindset. The Satanic Witch is a great book to look into. We want to become de-occultists, the revealer of this hidden information. We want to channel this down as magicians and bring it to the individuals that have not come in contact with it. And when we run into people who don't want to hear it, we need to stand our ground and speak it anyways, especially the people that don't want to hear it. Those are the people that we really need to get this to. Because those are the ones that are holding the morally relativistic mindset that are really making the change stronger in this mind-controlled agenda, So another book I'd like to recommend, and we will be reading it on air eventually in sections, The End of All Evil by Jeremy Locke. It's a critical book to look into. I'd also like to recommend Lynn and Honor for a person to look into, a great positive individual with wonderful information regarding the family and consciousness and a lot of other things. So look into him. Moving on. So I'm going to read this. I believe we all need to become this little idea that I kind of came up with, and this terminology. You can call it whatever you want. This is just something that I have labeled. We need to become truth detectives is what needs to be done. And people will ask, well, what is truth? And we're going to go over that, what truth is. And you can find that in many different places. Do the research. Read a book is what I got to say. Study nature. Go out and study the laws of nature. Start to find out what truth is. But we will be discussing that on this. So, truth detectives, truth detectives and investigators are motivated by an intense intuitive curiosity and care about the self and the realm in which the self exists and operates in. Observing the world around them and within them, they gain critical and valuable knowledge and process that information to come to an understanding of the knowledge they have gained. With their great ability to discern quickly and efficiently reality from illusion, they work courageously and vigorously to advise and support others to awaken to this knowledge. Through their excellent deductive and contemplation skills, they unveil occulted knowledge and then proceed to apply solutions within their capability. They are in service to truth and always act as her defenders, So these people, which we all are, who are the truth detectives? Each individual is a truth detective, okay? That's the truth of it. Whose responsibility is it to speak the truth? Well, it's each individual's, once they have come to recognize it. It's nobody else's. You can't abdicate that to somebody else. It's all of our responsibility. We are the voices for that, and we must harmonize with that. We must develop the care to learn the truth ourselves and then develop the courage to continuously speak it to others, no matter how much we might not like what we find, and no matter how much other people don't want to hear it. Doesn't matter whether they want to hear it or not. They need to hear it. So we need to become the truth detectives. That is right. We must become the truth detectives. It is our responsibility to speak the truth. So with that being said, I think I've done a decent job for the first episode. The next episode will be much broader and more organized and hopefully a lot more clear. I would like to give a shout out to Resin, who was the band that was playing at the intro, and we will be listening to one of their songs for the outro as well. Resin is Ryan Swisher's and Douglas Martin's band. Their music is very enlightening, so please enjoy. Thank you for tuning in, and please tune in next time to the Speak Your Mind podcast.
Weaving through the mountains, hearing my song. Life is short, the road is long. Feel the wind blowing with a chill in my spine. The waves are paved, but the smell is fine. This is what I believe in. Weaving through the mountains. A peaceful feeling is here to stay. A world away from yesterday.